What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, bringing you guys some Pirate Rumble action. Now, I literally just recorded a full video taking on a bunch of different teams, and I somehow deleted the footage. I'm so stupid, I can't believe I've done it, but we're here to record the video once again. So hopefully we can find some awesome matches like what we did in the previous footage. I wish you guys were able to see it, because we took on some pretty challenging teams, and we did come away with the W, but this is the team that we're going to be taking on in today's video. We want to be going ahead and showcasing in Pirate Rumble Gekko Moria and V3 Blackbeard and see how they perform in PvP. So before we get into the video talking about the teams and finding challenges, let's go ahead and actually discuss what they actually do. So Gekko Moria in Pirate Rumble, his passive is int based, so you want to be typically building an int team around him, but for int characters he gives them level 5 health, level 3 defense, and for the first 30 seconds he gives himself level 3 CT increase, which is actually very good. And then his special ability, which will go ahead and do a 1700 large range fixed damage, and then targets 3 enemies for 100% chance to halve their stats for 20 seconds on a 26 CT. Very interesting effect. This is the first character that has this, just straight up targets the characters and then halves their stats. It's really awesome. It allows you to do more damage against them. It means that they do less damage to you. Very impressive special ability there. And then the other character we want to be going ahead and having a look at is this guy, V3 Blackbeard. So Blackbeard's passive will give driven and powerhouse characters level 5 attack and level 5 health, and then all enemies are inflicted with level 3 speed down. Honestly, a pretty awesome looking passive. And his special on 28 CT targets large range enemies for 2 times his attack, and then enemies will also be targeted with speed down level 5, and then targets 2 enemies that have 80% or more of their CT charged, and then he targets those 2 characters for action bind for 5 seconds, and it's a guaranteed action bind so long as they don't resist it. So that's a pretty cool effect. Basically if he targets enemies that are about to launch their special, he basically halts them from doing it, action binds them, which will, I think it puts them to the back of the queue, meaning you can do damage against them before they launch their special again. It's a pretty awesome effect that he has, and I was able to get this to launch last video that I tried to record of this. Unfortunately, couldn't get it to, I just somehow deleted the footage. I'm so stupid. But anyways, I digress. Let's actually find some more matches and see how the team performs once again. Alright, so let's go ahead and see how the team performs against Roger and Odin. So this team obviously is one of the more common defense teams that we've seen over the past, 6 months or so. It's a pretty interesting team, of course, but hey, let's see how we perform, okay? Roger Odin is still a team you need to be worried about because, they can stack damage very quickly against you, and if you don't have a way to tank it or a way from stop them from doing that, then, you're going to get found out quite quickly. But I have a feeling that we're going to be okay. Our defenses are mediocre, but we have really good HP, so we should have enough HP to tank the enemy's damage, and then we should have enough time to go ahead and inflict damage back to them. I mean, they've already got level 9 CT essentially to their whole team, so they launch their specials very quickly, as we see with Kizaru going ahead, already doing some damage towards us. Roger and Odin are going to be very close to launching. Their Doflamingo is about to launch, does a pretty good amount of damage to us, but we're okay right now. But now we're about to go ahead and stack some damage against them. We've got our Doflamingo doing damage to them, but in terms of defense values, I mean, their Dofi actually is quite defensive right now, so that's obviously going to be quite annoying. The Conus is kind of annoying, man. That debuffing is annoying, but then here we go with Roger, who will go ahead and do that 2000 fixed damage to all our characters and debuffing us once again. So our values are looking kind of grim right now, but here we have with Kaido. He comes in, he does defense reduction, he does a lot of damage. Otama on the bench actually might be a little bit of a player here. Odin's going to do so much damage to us right here. Does KO the Blackbeard, unfortunately. We were unable to get that special to launch, but we do have the fixed damage coming in from Moria, which does also halve the stats of the characters that are remaining, or halves the stats of a few of those characters there, which is good. We had the Moria go down. Luckily, he was able to launch that special before he went down. This is actually getting kind of close. Tazora is going to come into a bit of fixed damage. Nice. So it does leave the only the Roger and the Dofi left. This actually might kill it. And there it is. Love having Whitebeard on the bench. He's such a good bench character. He's a powerhouse. I think, no, is he a striker fighter? I think he's a striker fighter. So I don't think he actually gets the buffs from our team. But he actually is a quick character, so he does still get the buff from Kaido's passive as well. So it's kind of nice to have that. Whitebeard is probably one of the best bench units to have in the game. He's so nice to come in, defense reduction, and does damage. Unfortunately, the 2 characters that we really wanted to showcase, those are the characters that got knocked out first. At least we got to see Moria come in and halve the enemy stats, which was cool. Unfortunately, couldn't get Blackbeard special to launch because having CT, like a lot of the slashers will have their CT up a lot. So would have got a good opportunity to to CT special bind them or action bind them, but unfortunately that was unable to happen, but we did still get the win, which is the main thing. Alright, so I saw this team here, and this is a team that I don't come up against often, but this looks super interesting. So we've got like an int team here with Halloween Shanks and Halloween Law, Moria of course being int-based as well, Jozu, Doflamingo, and then NL on the bench. He'll come in and give them defensive buffs. Whitebeard is also kind of a threat on the bench. This looks like a really interesting team, so I'm kind of intrigued to see how we perform against this, because I'm not really too sure, but I do know that the Halloween Legends with Law and Shanks are definite characters we need to be wary of. Obviously, going up against enemy Moria is always scary because they have that ability to halve our stats, which is obviously going to be a bit of a problem, but Halloween Shanks has the ability to action bind a lot of our characters. Now, it's not a guaranteed action bind. I think it's a 70% chance to happen if it was max level, so that could be a bit of a problem if we're inflicted by that, meaning that we basically are unable to do anything. But luckily, our Moria launches first to halve the stats of the two, I think it was Halloween Shanks got hit with that. I think they're Dofi as well. We got Blackbeard coming in, good damage, and we got some really nice effects off there. We did actually go ahead and action bind the Dofi. I think the other character he targeted was actually immune to that. And who did Dofi just go ahead and KO? The two Halloween characters that I was worried about. We got Kaido coming in, lots of damage there, dude. We're sitting pretty right now. Now, we do have to be wary though, because the enemy has some really good stuff on the bench. Moria is going to come in, halve the stats of who? Blackbeard, Kaido, and Dofi are all got half stats right now, and now their Whitebeard's going to do some hefty damage to us there. Luckily, we're unable to, we're actually able to block that damage quite well. A little bit of damage coming from Tesoro, but the defense increase is what we really, really want there. So now enemy Joe's is going to do a bit of damage to us, but we're able to block that quite well. So, you know, the thing about the int team that I have noticed is that damage is not very good for them. They are not good at putting damage on the board, which is why I wanted to go ahead and use characters such as Kaido on my team, who are able to do lots of damage very, very quickly. He felt like a really good addition to this team. And, you know, Mono Int kind of lack in the damage department, but of course we did KO the Law and the Shanks very quickly, which probably were heavy damage dealers for his team. And Blackbeard coming in with the final hit, KOing 3 enemies at once. I don't think that was Blackbeard. Who was that? Who was the one that actually KO'd just then? But either way, that was a really, really impressive win against the int team that I was kind of worried about, but we were kind of lucky KOing the 2 Halloween characters as quick as what we did, because both of which have really annoying debuffs. Law, which has the special bind, Shanks, which has the action bind. So awesome that we got that done. Let's see what else we can find for the final team of the video. Alright, so this is definitely the most scary team that we're coming up against in this video, because we have Akainu, Magellan, and Kaido. That core of 3 characters you guys may have seen in the video that I uploaded either a day ago or a couple of days ago. That core of characters is so incredibly powerful, but they're not surrounding it by other characters such as Treasure Map Queen or anything like that, but they do have Whitebeard on the main line. They've got Kuzan on the main line as well, but then on their bench, they've got Sobermask sitting there at the back. Sobermask coming in late game could be very detrimental to us. Leo isn't too scary, but then Neko is a health cutter, so I don't know. This is going to be very, very intriguing to see how this one also goes. I have a feeling that we're probably going to lose this game, because the core of Akainu, Magellan, and Kaido is so incredibly powerful and is easily by far the best core of units to use in the game in Pirate Rumble right now. So I'm very, very interested to see how we're able to cope against the onslaught, which is the quick team. Just have a look at those base stats at the start of the match. That is incredible. This is going to be scary. What we really would like here is we want Moria to target those 3 core characters with the half stats. That would be huge if we're able to do that. Who's going to be able to launch their special first? I think Magellan, Moria just missed out on using his special. Luckily, Kaido gets the launch first. He does do really good damage though. He does get the paralysis, so their normal attacks are not going to be too bad for us. Whoa, already got Blackbeard coming in getting a KO against Kuzan. That's actually very, very nice. But here's the health cut, here's the damage, and look at that. Like, our Blackbeard's basically nearly dead at this point. We really want Moria to come in, but, you know, defense reduction and damage from Magellan's going to hurt too. This is looking very, very bad, and he just put Kaido to the top of the order. Oh no, this is going to hurt. Oh man, see, that is why the quick team is as good as what it is. Good damage from Dofi, but I don't think it's really going to help much at this point. What we really need now is for Whitebeard to come in heavy with some damage. Let's see what this Leo can do. Paralysis, okay, and some buffing to the enemy side of the field. It looks like Whitebeard might just be able to get his special up. I really hope he's able to get it. Did he get it? Did he get it? Did he get it? He did. Oh, wait. He didn't launch! No! Oh, you're kidding, bro. Oh, my God. Well, look, I wasn't expecting to win anyway. Let's see what he does here. I mean, good damage. Actually, the special bind kind of nice, but I mean, at this point, we've only got two characters left. Like, it's just game over, so it is what it is. It would have been nice if Whitebeard was able to launch a little bit earlier. It would have been super interesting to see how it would have played out then. And then, of course, Sober Mask towards the end of the match. Yeah, not much we really could have done there, but hey, what do you expect against the core of Magellan, Kaido, and Akainu? So I'm not really too mad about losing that because that's a very good team. I mean, the bench of that team is very weird. But still a really good core units there of those 3 quick legends. But either way, I'm glad I was able to showcase the team anyway. It was actually pretty close to winning, I'm not going to lie. It felt like I was on the cusp of almost clinching that win. But either way, that is this team with Moria and Blackbeard. And, you know, Moria and Blackbeard, they're probably not characters you should use together because, of course, Moria is an int-based passive, whereas Blackbeard is a driven and powerhouse-based passive. So they can work together, but the synergy is not completely perfect. Definitely characters such as Doflamingo here, V1. Doflamingo works very well with either one of the two because he's not only int, but he's also driven and slasher booster, so that works very, very well. Tezora was a great choice. I really wanted that CT increase for our character so we can launch the special faster. And then Kaido was a great choice as well for doing as much damage as we possibly can. The really big thing about that last match that really hurt us was the fact that Magellan gave haste to Kaido, which was able to launch his special at the top of the order. That was incredible, and that doesn't happen too often, so the fact that that actually did happen, it just goes to show that when everything goes and works, like, it's basically an unbeatable team right now on Global, if everything works according to plan, right? But anyways, that was still a really awesome showcase for the driven team here with Magellan, not really Magellan, sorry, but Moria and Blackbeard, the 2 new characters from the latest Sugo Fest on Global, but still really, really fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.